in chapter 6, in verse 27. And this is going to tell us what Jesus had to say about how we're supposed to treat people. St. Luke 6:27.
Amen.
You got it?
Amen.
He said, Jesus said, but I'm saying to you, who's he talking to? Us. You say, well, preacher, he's talking to the children of maybe of Israel or the Jews or all those there. It don't make no difference. This Bible is talking about us when it says you. Amen. But I say unto you which hear, love your enemies, do good to them which hate you. Now, who said that? Do you believe when he says something, he means what he says? There's a lot of people, and I'm human like you are, there's a lot of people that I don't care for and don't hang around because, Lucy, we're supposed to come out from among the world and be separated. Amen. But we can still love them and pray for them. Amen. In other words, I'm saying don't go off and low-rate him further than he is. Pick him up. You might win him to the Lord. Amen. Amen. Bless them that when God called me, he didn't call me to worry myself to death about people. He just told me to preach the word. Amen. Be instant in season, out of season, rebuke, reprove, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. Amen. Now, I love every one of you, but I don't love you as good as I love Jesus. Amen. Amen. I don't believe you love or care about me or your wife or husband much you do Jesus. Amen. I want to say this is for a glorification thing. Back, about five years ago, I'll say, when we lived upstairs in our house, Louise had a sugar spell about 1 o'clock in the morning. I called the rescue people, the ambulance and all that to the house. And they come and they give, and Kat knows what I'm talking about, her and Judy, they took this training, and they call it a miracle drug. If they can shoot in your vein in 3 seconds, you'll be out of a coma or whatever. You're not that, but you know, it'll bring you back. Yeah. Well, that night I sat in there, and that man looked at me and he said, preacher, I've done all I can do, and I'll give her this shot, but I can't get her. I said, give me a few minutes. I went down the hallway in the kitchen. I said, Lord, if you want Louise, you take her. She's ready to go, but I'd love for her to stay around a while. He hollered, preacher, I've got her. Amen. I said, I know it. I'm talking about, folks, if you're a Christian tonight, I'm going to preach a little old country now, if you don't mind. If you're a Christian tonight, you ought to believe in God enough that when you ask Him something, that He'll do it.
Amen.
My daughters and my kids, they know when they come and ask for Daddy for something, Kathy, Daddy's going to, if he can, he's going to help them. And I wouldn't have done that years ago, Lance. But you know what? When God squeezes that old heart. Tim, you've done for your young ones that you actually wouldn't have done if you hadn't been a born-again child of God. I believe that, haven't you? Amen. You're still loving them, hoping one day they'll get in church. And you know, their young ones is like my young ones and great young ones. They don't know what they're missing when they miss the blessings of God. Amen. Amen. Ain't God good? And the Bible said now to bless them. In other words, Lord, you bless them. I know, Lord, they don't like me. They curse me. They despitefully use me. They tell lies on me. But, Lord, you handle the situation. I can't do nothing with it. Amen. That's good, ain't it? I can't do nothing, but Jesus can. I've always said this, that Jesus can do always, Ruth, what nobody else can do. Amen. Bible said in verse 29, and to Him that smiteth thee on the one cheek, offer also the other. And him that taketh away thy cloak, forbid not to take thy cloak also. And I want to tell you something right there. There's another place in the Bible. If you've got a brother that don't have a coat and you've got two, give him one of them.
Amen.
Amen. Give him one of them. As Louise could tell you probably better than I could, but this preacher's wife, she had a nice fur coat in the back of her car and Bible, and somebody asked her, said, "You mean tell me that you leave out the car and don't lock the car?" She said, "You know somebody might come by it's cold and needs a coat. Maybe somebody come by that needs a Bible and there's one they can pick up." That's the way to look at it. Amen. Ain't no use locking no how. That's a crowbar. If they wanted, they'd get into it. But that's the devil's side of them. But if you leave it there and say, "There it is. If you need it, take it." Give to every man that asketh of thee, and of him that taketh away thy goods, ask them not again. I don't know how you feel about it, but I have met a lot of winos, they call them. I call them drunks. And downtown one day, this fella come up through there and he said, "Ain't you a preacher?" And I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "You got $5 I can have?" I said, "Well, what do you want with it?" "Oh man, my head's hurting. I got to have something to drink." I said, "No, sir. I won't buy you nothing to drink.
Amen.
But I'll take you up here to the cafe and buy you a meal and get you a loaf of bread and a pound of loaves to take back home with you. I will not buy you no liquor or beer." "I don't want that. That's what I need," and took off. Well, he just took off, but I don't think I done wrong. If you think I done wrong, you better read the Bible. It says, "Woe unto the man that puts the bottle in his brother's mouth." And that's what I'd have been doing. If I'd have bought him one, I ain't going to buy him there. But I'll buy him a glass of water, I'll buy him a Coca-Cola. Louise will tell you, we come out of Taco Bell one day, and this boy sitting over there, he said, "Ma'am, would you mind buying me a taco?" I said, "I ain't had nothing to eat all day." Louise said, "You wait right here." I said, "My husband's this way here, and I'll go in there and buy you." And she said, "I'll buy you a drink." And we said, "A drink? I can get me a drink of water somewhere, but I just need something to eat." And Louise come out with two big old Taco Bells from Taco Bell, two big old tacos and a big Pepsi, and said, "Here, brother, I give you this in the name of the Lord, take a seat." I ain't seen him since that, not a cent. But you know what the Bible said? What if I'd turned Lucy a cold shoulder to her and said, "Why, you ought to get you a job"? That ain't what the Bible said. It said to love everybody. Ain't that what I just read? "And to him that smiteth thee on the cheek, on the other, turn the other, and to him take away thy cloak. Forbid not to take thy cloak also. Give to every man that asketh of thee, and of him that taketh away thy goods, ask them not again." Amen. In other words, somebody asks you for something to eat, you find something to eat. But I saw a person one time give a fella a sandwich and he threw it down on the ground. He didn't need nothing to eat. I won't, amen, come on now. You say, "Well, preacher, that seems awful cruel." No, it ain't cruel. Anybody that won't accept this, "I don't want no charity." You know what charity is? You know what charity is? Love. Love. Love your neighbors yourself. Love them that hate you. Love them that spitefully use you. Love them that talk about you. Hug their neck, amen, say, "I love you anyhow." Amen. Me and Doug, when we talk on the phone, we'll say to one another, "I love you," and I mean it. Amen. Amen. I talked to Amanda, called me the other day, and she wasn't here Sunday. She was down in Hickory Hospital sitting with a lady who had cancer. And they needed somebody to help with her Sunday down there, and she went down, and I said, "Well, we had prayer for you." All of them wasn't there, but I said, "I'll pray when you get done with your school and get where you can get back to regular church." And she said that she was looking for that too. Amen. And asking that men should do to you, ye do also to them likewise. I want to say this, and I'm going to say it from the bottom of my heart, and I know what I'm talking about. This coming May, I'll be here 16 years.
Bless you.
My wife took over the flyer fund summers around 15 years ago. And I see if people get flyers, and I see if they get there if I have to go. When we first started that, and Rita will back this up, we had to ask Rita one time for $100 to help us out on the flyer, and never had to ask cents. And you tell me what you people don't mean to God? Amen. What you put in that little dish back there, pennies you put in for these kids, something to make them happy, and something to keep them going. And our church has been blessed. 15 years ago, we couldn't have paid an oil bill like we got the other day. $1,000 and some for 200 and some gallons back here. And this and down here is filled up, and I'd say around $500-600 anyhow. Maybe ain't got the bill. But God's blessed us. We had the money through the Christian people, Lance, that me and you talks about all the time. Give God His, and God will give a church enough money to take care of what payments they need to pay. Amen? This is your church. This is our church. Amen. I don't believe there's one in here, Brother Tim, would stand back and let the devil try to come in and turn it down. Here's one won't. Amen? Because the devil ain't nothing but a sly old fox. If I